Okay, let's dive right into this. Welcome everyone to The Explainer. I'm absolutely thrilled to have you here today. Look, if you're an IT administrator trying to bring some much-needed agility and simplicity to your data center infrastructure, you are exactly in the right place. Getting your day one setup right is literally the foundation for a truly automated, headache-free environment down the line. So today we're looking closely at Supermicro's SuperCloud Composer, specifically version 3.12.0. We are going to cover everything you need to know for that crucial day one experience, moving from the big high-level overviews straight down into the nitty-gritty configurations. Here's a quick roadmap of our journey today. 1. Meet SuperCloud Composer. 2. Security and access setup. 3. Navigating the unified dashboard. 4. Monitoring tasks and events. And finally, 5. Data browser and search. Let's start with Section 1, Meet SuperCloud Composer, your single pane of glass. Now, what's really interesting about this software is that SuperCloud Composer, or SCC for short, isn't just your run-of-the-mill management tool. It's a composable cloud management platform. Basically, it acts as the ultimate unified dashboard to orchestrate your software-defined data centers. By rolling all your daily tasks into one intelligent solution, SCC lets your traditional data centers support existing operations while seamlessly shifting workloads into a highly flexible, disaggregated infrastructure model. It's a real game changer. To truly grasp the power of SCC, let's just fire through some of its key benefits. First up, it offers a true single pane of glass platform with an incredibly intuitive interface. It also relies on a standardized Redfish northbound API message bus. Now, think of this like a universal translator that lets all your different vendor plugins speak the exact same language seamlessly. It brings you massive scalability without bogging you down in complex configurations. You get unified management across compute, storage, networking, and even your physical racks. Plus, it's inherently software-defined and heavily automated. Oh, and you can't forget parallel upgrade capabilities, which means you can upgrade multiple machines all at once to drastically slash your hardware maintenance downtime. Moving right along to Section 2, Security and Access Setup. Let's talk about securing the front door. Before anyone even thinks about logging in, you can, and honestly absolutely should, replace the default web and API HTTPS certificates with your own signed certificates. SCC actually makes this super straightforward using a bash script located right in your installer directory. By running the patch_scc_tls.sh script as root and just pointing it to your custom certificate and key, the system overwrites the defaults. But listen, make sure both files are in a valid PEM format. SCC acts like a strict bouncer at the door here. It actively checks for those valid PEM headers, and if they're missing, it shuts down the process instantly with an error to protect the system. Once successful, though, the SCC Web UI service automatically restarts and applies your new credentials. All right, with your certificates locked in, it's time to walk through the front door. To access the standard login portal, you'll need a system admin-provided web link and valid credentials. Plus, you'll want to use a modern, updated browser like Chrome or Firefox. Out of the box, by default, SCC enforces local user access. This means it strictly manages access via local user rules, which provides a fantastic zero-trust baseline before you even start worrying about configuring broader network access. And this brilliantly illustrates what happens when someone tries to force their way in. The account lockout policy instantly kicks into gear. First, a user is going to see a great red warning message telling them they only have 2 attempts remaining. If they ignore that warning, boom, total account locked out penalty. In this specific case, the user gets completely locked out of the system for 900 seconds. No way around it. The great thing is you have total control over how strict this security response is. You can tweak 3 critical variables located right under the security and admin tabs. First is the fail count, which is just the maximum number of failed intrusion attempts allowed before the system locks down. Next is the fail window, the specific time frame in seconds where the system actively monitors for those failed attempts. And finally, the penalty time, which is the exact duration, again in seconds, that the offending account is locked out. Just a pro tip here. As a best practice, make sure your fail window isn't so unforgiving that your legitimate admins lock themselves out before they've even had their morning coffee. All right, Section 3, Navigating the Unified Dashboard. Welcome to your control room. Welcome to the 10,000-foot view. This is your commander's view of the entire data center. From this single unified dashboard, you can instantly monitor your overall system status, keep a really close eye on your rack server pod health, and visualize your data center resources. What makes this truly unified is how it breaks down traditional data center silos.
I mean, you can see your in-rack cooling units and PDUs sitting right alongside your critical server health, all seamlessly integrated into one place. Now, directly from this dashboard, if you click the profile icon up in the top right, it lets you manage the granular details of your own account. You can quickly update your personal info, first name, last name, email, and you can update your password. Just keep SEC's specific password rules in mind. It has to be between 6 to 12 characters long, and we all know the drill by now, but SEC is strict about it. You need at least one number, one uppercase letter, and one lowercase letter. 30. I really want to highlight this number. 30 minutes is the default application idle timeout within SCC. So if you step away from your desk or just don't perform any action for 30 minutes, the system is going to automatically log you out to maintain security. But don't worry, as an admin, you have the flexibility to reconfigure this. Over in the Security tab, you can adjust this idle timeout anywhere from a hyper-strict 1 minute all the way up to 1,440 minutes. Though, to be fair, if you're stepping away from your desk for a 24-hour coffee break, we probably have bigger problems. Let's jump to Section 4, Monitoring, Tasks, and Events. Time to track our operations. To build up some situational awareness, let's move to the top right corner of the dashboard and see how this builds. You'll notice distinct icons up there representing tasks, activities, and events. Whenever something new happens, say a fresh baseboard management controller update or a BIOS event, a little red notification badge will pop up on the corresponding bell icon, showing you exactly how many items need your immediate attention. Now, when you're monitoring these notifications, keep the number 48 in your head. The quick access drop-down menu under those bell icons operates on a strict 48-hour retention limit, showing you only the 10 most recent tasks, activities, or events. Once a timestamp hits that 48-hour mark, it automatically drops off this quick view. But don't panic, the data isn't gone. This is actually a really smart feature designed to keep your immediate UI clean while simultaneously keeping your compliance auditors happy by permanently dumping that data into the full system log module for long-term auditing. To maintain total visibility across the board, you actually have access to two distinct filtering views from your profile, My Tasks and My Activities. It's pretty important to understand the difference here. My Tasks track specific task execution. It gives you the granular details like exact start and end times, the current state of execution, and the final success or fail result. Think of My Tasks as tracking the what and the how. My Activities, on the other hand, logs the broader system actions. It gives you the general status, descriptive details, and crucially, identifies the requester's role. Essentially, My Activities tracks the who, which gives you a fantastic audit trail. And finally, Section 5, Data Browser and Search, finding your resources. So, the crucial point here is that when you're dealing with hundreds or even thousands of servers, hierarchy is literally your best friend. The data browser is designed from the ground up to display contents in a strict hierarchical order. Starting way up at the macro-PID view, you can seamlessly expand and collapse different levels to navigate all the way down to specific contents and hardware tasks. Just keep in mind, the system respects security above all else. A user can only navigate and manage resources based purely on the specific access levels their administrator has granted them. But hey, sometimes you get an alert and you need to bypass that browser tree completely. When that happens, the advanced search feature is your fastest route to a resolution. You can leverage some highly specific parameters to instantly locate an asset, which is an absolute lifesaver during a crisis. You can search for a group by its name, you can locate a rack or a drawer by entering its location, and for a specific appliance that might be acting up, you can search by either its physical location or directly query its IP address. It is just a remarkably fast way to navigate a massive infrastructure. Which brings us to the end of our Day 1 guide. We've secured the gateway, we've navigated the unified dashboard, monitored the system's pulse, and mastered the data browser. So I'll leave you with this provocative thought. Is your data center ready to be composed? You have the knowledge. Now it's time to log in, secure your instance, and start orchestrating your infrastructure with SuperCloud Composer. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer, and happy composing!